Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just had a little theory I wanted to talk about self-image, body image, just some of my past thoughts from the last year and a half about, I just want to vocalize some of my thoughts over the last year and a half, where I've been body image-wise, self-image, self-worth, all those sorts of things. And if I squint a lot, I'm sorry. I have the sun coming into my left, and it's actually glaring off my truck over here too. I should have positioned myself differently. Oh well. But I have this theory about body image, self-image that I went through. It's not the same for everybody. I'm sure it's not. But it's just what I went through, you know? And I thought, you know what? If I kind of was feeling it for a while, and I don't even think that at the time, I know I didn't know I was feeling it, right? I know I didn't know I was thinking it. But now that I'm away from it, I know it's what I was thinking. I know that's what the kinds of things, my actions, my thoughts, that's what I was going through, right? And the whole theory revolves around, you know, 2018 in August, I was at the CrossFit Games. I was healthy. I was competing with the best of the best. Did my absolute best. 100% proud of my effort at the CrossFit Games. It was all good. And you know, my initial thought was, yeah, let's take a month off, and we'll get back training. But I don't think I'm going to compete in 2019. And you know, I'll train, but I think I'm just going to focus on business, just kind of take a year off and reassess at that point. And my whole theory is like, I don't even know what to call it, like a maximum allowable disgust level. Like, that's what I felt like. I would only allow myself to get to the maximum amount of disgust I could have with myself. Like, body weight wise, when I woke up, had my shirt off in the mirror, I remember every 2 or 3 weeks for a year straight, maybe a year and a half, I would wake up and I would look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, no, like, this is not okay. This is not okay. Holy cow. Like, it's only been 6 months, but like, what are you doing? I got big old love handles, a big old belly, just wasn't happy with it, right? So for a week I would go hard and I would lose 7, 8, 9 pounds. And I'm like, okay, we're back to kind of where we want. And I feel a little bit better. And then I would just fall off the rails again for 3 weeks. Literally just not even work out for 3 weeks straight. Because I hit my own internal maximal disgust with myself, with how my body looked and how I felt. So then after 3 or 4 weeks, all of a sudden that would go on. I'd wake up one day, I'd look in the mirror again, or I would walk up a set of stairs, or I'd do something, right? And just be like, oh no, I feel disgusting, I don't look good, holy cow, I'm right back to where I was. So I'd work out again for 3 or 4 days, lose 5, 6, 7 pounds, and fall off the wagon for 2 or 3 weeks again. Like, this is the theory I have. This is my theory with what happened to me a little bit in the last year and a half. Was like, I was okay with a certain number on the scale. I was okay with a certain look of the body. But every time I hit that certain number on the scale for me personally, it was too much. Like, that was like, no, you've fallen off the wagon too much. When actually, the minimum that I got back down to, right, losing 5 to 10 pounds every week or two that I would train, was still not okay in terms of, I still didn't feel great. You know what I mean? Like, I still didn't feel amazing. I still didn't feel like I was consistent. It wasn't a lifestyle. It was a quick fix. It was, I would do it and it would feel good at the time and I would feel great. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, whatever, okay. Something would happen, or I would go back to just my lifestyle habits that I had. But neither one of them felt good. It's like, it's like I had a threshold for a certain number, for a certain amount of, I don't know if it's called being miserable. No, that's not it. I wasn't miserable. I was still happy a lot throughout those times, last year and a half. But it was like I had a certain threshold for acceptance of myself. That's the word, acceptance. And once I saw a number on a scale, or I saw a certain image in the mirror that I didn't like, I would do a few things for a couple weeks, a week or two, that got me back down beneath that threshold from 100% down to 90, or 110% down to 100% or 90%, and then I was good again, right? And my whole point of this is that's not the way to live. Like, holy, it's crazy. Like, I was just, and self-admittedly, my story's a little different, or my experience is a little different. I knew I was taking the time off, but I think I used that as an excuse to just be fat and lazy. You know what I mean? Like, I just use it as an excuse. Yeah, I'm taking the time off. I'll get back into it next year. And then 1 month would go by, and 2 months would go by, and 3 months would go by. And I think I was just using that as a rationalization to be lazy and out of shape and not train. And neither one of those, like hitting that threshold, the maximal disgust level, or whatever I call it, let's just call it maximal allowable disgust level with yourself, right? Or the threshold for acceptance of yourself. I think those are both interchangeable terms of what I'm trying to describe. Neither one of those are like, for me, looking back, it's like I didn't have the discipline or the awareness at the time to realize all I was doing was lying to myself and rationalizing, oh, tomorrow. Oh, well, I'll eat this tonight, and tomorrow we're back on it. We're training twice. You normally train once a day. Here's the best rationalization. Tomorrow, oh no, we're waking up before work, we're training. I'll work, then I'm training when I get home. Well, guess what happens? You might wake up and work out, you work, you don't come home and train. Or you sleep in, you stay up late because you ate like crap, you don't feel good, so you don't sleep good. You work all day, and then you don't train. But that night, you tell yourself, tomorrow, we're training. We're training once, we're training twice. We're going on a run in the morning, we're working, we're doing this. It just never happens. That's just my experience. I'm only speaking this to you guys in hopes that maybe it relates to a few of you guys. Like, we let ourselves get to this level where we've had enough, and we get down from it a little bit, and then whatever happens, our guard goes away and we get back up. You know what I mean? And sorry, I know I'm squinting a lot. The sun, and I have bad eyes. It looks all weird. But I'm just here to tell you guys, it's not worth it. Like, quit living at that threshold. You're not happy with yourself. You're not happy with how your body looks. You're not happy with the scale. Make a change that's permanent. You know what I mean? Like, make a change where you're working out every morning. You're eating right every morning. You're starting your day off right. You're doing the right things throughout the day. Your lifestyle is in alignment with what you really, when you felt the best. And that's what's brought me back to center. Like, center in my life. Is I continually thought about how I felt the 3 years I was training for CrossFit. For regionals the first year, regionals the second year, regionals, then the CrossFit Games the third year. And I continually bring myself back to what my life looked like. How productive was my work? How did I feel? Did I care if my shirt was off? Did I care what the number on the scale said? Did I care about this? No, I didn't. And the last year and a half, no, I haven't wanted to take pictures with people. I haven't wanted Tamara to see my number, whatever I weighed on the scale. You can ask her. She would come in when I was going on the scale in the bathroom. I'd be like, no, stand back. Like, for 4 years, I didn't care. And now I've been so just self-conscious about it because I've been at that threshold for so long. There's a lot of mental that goes in with the lifestyle and the diet and your body weight and your self-image. And I don't have all the answers. I'm not a therapist. I know there's a lot of eating disorders with the scale and your body image. I'm not going into any of that. This advice is not for that. It's for somebody who was maybe in shape before and who's out of shape and wants to get back into it. Or maybe you've just been out of shape and you want to make a lifestyle change. That's who I'm talking to. And I'm just telling you my thoughts. I've had all these thoughts for a year and a half, and I've finally taken the last month or so to really think about what my mindset was throughout the last year and a half, and I really can keep going back to those moments in the bathroom, or back to those moments when I wake up and look in the mirror and look at the scale and what my thoughts were, or me doing this, pulling my shirt out. I was a large, always been a large my entire, for the last 10, 12 years, 15 years of my life. The last year and a half I've been an extra large, so I'm getting all these extra large shirts, but when I would go put them on, I'd lift my arms up to see if my belly hangs out, and I'd pull the shirts to try to stretch them, to make them all stretchy so I didn't look. It's just like, that's not healthy. Like, I'm starting to do those things, and it's just not healthy for my mental. In a sense, that's the easy way to make yourself feel better in the moment, but you're not making a change. That's just the minimum, that's the maximum allowable disgust level. Like, do I look okay? Yeah, if I stretch it a little bit, if I get an XL, if it's long enough and I lift my arms up. I mean, I'm just being real with you guys. Like, that's kind of been where I've been at in the last year and a half. You know, I didn't post a training video today. We had a long travel back from Iowa yesterday. I was in Iowa from Wednesday or Thursday all the way until last night late. So I've been really tired. Actually had to travel quite a bit this afternoon to go run an errand. But when I was driving, I was like, you know, I just want to kind of talk about this because I've been thinking about it a lot. When I drive, I think about it, and maybe it'll be helpful for you guys. Like, let's stop doing it. What are we doing? You know, like, that's not life. We have one life to live, and we're just gonna spend it just like at the threshold of our disgust level with ourselves. Like, that's not cool. That's not worth it. I keep on thinking back to all the years and times I felt good about myself and my body image and the weight on the scale and this and that and the lifestyle I was living. And I remember I was happy. I was more productive at work. I was more happy in my relationships. I was more productive in the gym. Every morning I wake up, I wanted to train. I wanted to eat healthy. Now, it's like once or twice a week I wake up, I want to eat healthy or train. Literally. Because I'm like, oh yeah, the number, the scale still says a number below this, so I guess it's okay. And I don't think I'm not completely embarrassed with how I look in the mirror, and that's just not, it's no way to live for me, you know, and maybe for you guys too. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I just been rambling for I don't know how long. My eyes are horrible. I can't see the number on the video. But I just wanted to open up about that a little bit. Like, that's me. Like, you know, I made the CrossFit Games, and I did this. I won state and Iowa wrestling and competed in weightlifting, went to the Olympic Training Center, and I've been a high-level athlete for a lot of years, but at one point in strongman, I also was over 300 pounds. You know, so I like to eat, and in that time, I was used to that lifestyle, just eating, and, you know, you take a few days and eat like crap, and you don't train, and you do this, and you just and now I feel like the last year and a half, I've went back to just like allowing myself to be disgusted with myself. You know what I mean? And I guess just this last month, I've just been like, I've internalized it the first few weeks of like, no, it's not okay. What are you doing? Like, you're not as happy as you should be. You don't feel as good as you should be because the number on the scale, the body image, this and that. And then the next step I said, why not just share that with people? I don't care. If it helps somebody, one of you guys, it's worth it for me just to open up about my experience and try to have a journey back. You know, try to have a journey back to fitness. Maybe it's not the CrossFit Games. Who knows? But just my journey back to feeling good, to being healthy, to living life the right way, having a lifestyle that I'm happy with, where I'm not worried about the scale and I'm not worried about how I look in the mirror. If my shirt's off and people or my fiance's around, I'm not all worried. Or if she's coming up to look at the scale, I'm not all worried. So I just wanted to open up to you guys about that. It's been a long road. It's been a weird year and a half. Like I said, I've been very productive in work. I've been very good with it. That's the reason I wanted to take the year off, was I was a little bit burnt on training and traveling so much. But I think there was also a big part of that where I rationalized being lazy in my own lifestyle and working out and taking care of myself. And that's not cool. That's not okay. Not for the values I hold for myself, not for how many, I've been an athlete my entire life. That's not okay to rationalize, oh, I'm focusing on business and work, take time off. That doesn't mean I need to go and gain all the weight that I've gained and thinking about weight and my body image the way I am. And I'm gonna get it back. That's my whole point. I'm gonna get it back, and I wanna share with you guys that, share my thoughts like this in little videos, just talking about my experience with it in hopes that it helps one of you guys as well. So. All right, that's all I got, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if maybe you guys can relate, or you know, maybe share this video with somebody that maybe you know who's struggled with that as well. If it helps a couple of you guys, I'm very happy, and that's what I'm doing this for. Is also for accountability, to talk to you guys about it. But honestly, 99% of it is just in hopes that it helps one of you guys get back to where we feel good about ourselves, and we're gonna train and have a lifestyle that we're happy with. All right, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. Love you guys. Bye.